Alright, we'll just get started because I'm sure it's gonna take a while for me to press record and start recording. So 10 minutes in, let's go. Alright, beautiful day, I guess. It was raining quite a few times today in Melbourne this morning and this afternoon. So I was buying something from a gift shop because I wanted to basically buy something for my business partner, and one of these places create my best toys or something in South Melbourne Market. There was a clerk or cashier by the name of Greg. He was an absolute gentleman, and he wrapped it for free for me even though I was ready to pay. It's on us, and yeah, that was an amazing act by him. I really appreciate that. So we're in South Melbourne Market. It's 4:13 p.m. On Sunday 16th of June. Quite busy still, a lot of people walking around here, a lot of cars. So it's a new landmark that we're exploring today. Sunday was quite a slow day for me today. Slept up until like 12 p.m. or so. Then did some exercises and went out to buy some stock into the coffee shop. So like the chicken thigh fillets that we use for our chicken burgers in Victoria Market. Then bought some coffee for myself and came to South Melbourne. Had some brunch in Cold Black coffee shop. It's still open till 5 p.m. The brunch was okay. I mean, the eggs were amazingly well done, and the bread was a little bit too grilled, so I asked them to change and they kindly did. So the customer service ticks the box, and yeah, and that's how my day is going. It's already 4 p.m. I'm gonna probably knock off to bed early today because obviously tomorrow I have to wake up at 6 a.m. in the morning again. In terms of where we left off yesterday, I was talking about how the job that I was working at, the door knocking job, was paying me well. At that time, when I was a student and I was on holidays, we could actually work unlimited amount of hours, and yeah, that place was paying me about 1,200 to 1,500 per week, which is quite a lot of money to myself back in the days when I was still a student. And that would be the base would be about the base was about 500 per week, and then whatever you do on top of that, you get as a bonus, as a commission. So as I told you yesterday, I've been doing quite a lot of sales, even though the power boards were free, but still we had to actually go and sell them because not many people would accept free stuff because they believe that nothing is free in life. That's why it was a little bit hard. Even that, I was making quite a lot of sales, to be honest with you, and that's how I was racking up those numbers to like 1,400, 1,500 per week. So it was good money which I could use to actually pay my tuition fees, and yeah, and that's how I survived for the past 3-4 months, working 2 jobs at a time. So one at night time in a hotel and one in the morning during the day up until like 7 p.m. So as I mentioned, I was starting my hotel job as a receptionist, night auditor, from like 11 p.m, finishing it at like 7 a.m. And then I obviously decided to go straight to the other job, sleep in a van, and you can check my last video out and see what the story is about there. And yeah, I start from 10 a.m. from this particular job, door knocking job, and work there up until 7 p.m. because after 7 p.m. apparently you can't knock on people's doors, and it's sort of a gray area, but they said it's not allowed. So yeah, I was making about $23 to $24 an hour in my hotel job at night time, and I was making 1,500, about 1,500 in my day job in the actual door knocking job. So it's starting to rain again, drizzling. We still have, how many minutes we got? Still have 5 minutes to go. I don't want the camera to get wet because it's quite an expensive camera. But hopefully it's not gonna rain as much and we can finish it in 5 minutes. But yeah, after that, so after I worked in that door knocking job, my actual ex-girlfriend came to visit me from Kazakhstan, and we started, so she gave me an idea to actually sell those power boards, electricity saving power boards, and all the chimney balloons and door sills into the what are those, what is the name of those places where old people live? So it's like a what's the name of it? Old care house? No. Yeah, so basically it's a place. I can't really come up with that name now. I don't know why, maybe I'm under pressure. But it's the place where once your parents or the actual people get older, they go into that retreat and they stay there amongst all other older people. So that kind of place. And she suggested me to go around those places because one particular estate would have about 50 to 100, 200 houses, and they would all have TVs in there and all the appliances which they could use these power boards for. And we basically started doing that. I rented the car for about $70 a day, and we were driving around those estates and basically speaking to those managers of those estates, asking them if we can actually come and install those power boards in there. And then if, for example, one estate of 200 houses agreed to that, I would install 2 or 3 power boards per house, and then you times it by 200, and the outcome is amazing, right, in terms of a monetary outcome. So we've been doing that for about a month, and we did it quite successfully, apart from the boss of that door knocking business did not pay me at the end, unfortunately. I mean, what can you do? You can't really pursue them for that because it's going to cost a lot in terms of legal fees, etc. So I'm quite calm now. I think I'm getting used to it. So yeah, that's how I quit that job at the end. But I was still working in my night job as a receptionist, as a night auditor. And as time went by, I found another job in a hotel in Melbourne CBD on Spencer Street. So I worked there for about 6 months or so while I was doing the night auditing job. And then eventually, after 4 years or so, I quit my night auditing job and concentrated on my full-time job as a guest services agent in that great Southern hotel. And obviously after that, I just concentrate on my studies and start looking for a job in accounting. And that was the time when I was literally almost graduated from uni, and that's when I started looking for my accounting job, an official full-time job, which wasn't that easy, to be honest with you. It took me several months to actually find one. And I was actually at that time I was also applying for my permanent residency in Australia. And before I actually got permanent residency, I literally got 1 or 2 responses out of like 200 or 300 applications I sent to the companies to look for an accounting job. And they were looking for accountants. That's why I applied for them through that seek.com.au. But yeah, the thing is that if you're not permanent residence here, it's a little bit harder to find a job. Once I got my permanent residency, I literally almost found a job the next week or in the next 2 weeks. So I went into the interviews. There was like 4 interviews in there. All right, the time has gone. So yeah, that's sort of how I got into my full-time job as an accountant in an asset management company. That was my sort of journey in how I got that accounting job in the first place. It wasn't as easy as you probably would think. It took me a year of studying diploma in accounting and accountancy. Then I did Bachelor of Accountancy and Business in RMIT for about 2.5 years. And obviously that led me to get my permanent residency. And then once I got my permanent residency, and obviously that's another whole crazy story about permanent residency. But once I got that, after 2 or 3 weeks, I secured the actual job in accounting. And yeah, I started working as an accountant. I worked there for about 3 years, which I got fed up with at the end of the day, and I quit that job and found an opportunity to work as a strata consultant in a strata consulting company. So yeah, that's a continuation of my story, and wait for my next episode. Thank you for watching up until now. I hope it's interesting to hear a foreigner's story, becoming a resident citizen in a different country and going through all these rough journeys. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate you all. Au revoir. Paka paka. That's a bit of an update, guys, how the front looked. Quite a lot of cars. I was literally at the roundabout and a lot of people were watching me through the cars, through the car windows, and it's quite a busy district, as you can see. And that's the South Melbourne market, just in a clearer picture. So yeah, here you go.